Hello and welcome to The Resourceful Woman. Today I'm going to be showing you something I just came up with late this year. Little coronavirus ornaments. Here they are, with a little 2020 embroidered on them, made to look like the coronavirus. I have crocheted these out of just kind of leftover yarn that I had from other projects, and then embroidered the 2020 onto each of them and used a little bit of the yarn for the string. And if you hear a little bit of rattling when I move them, it's because I used cat toys as the kind of the center piece of them, just to make them, you know, look and shaped like balls. There are other ways to kind of crochet something, and then you stick a balloon in it and you blow up the balloon, and then you apply some sort of like fabric stiffener to it until it becomes like, you know, a proper spherical shape, and then you pop the balloon and you take the balloon out. But for me, that was kind of too much work. I was doing a lot of other things and I just didn't feel like doing that. So I had just been given a whole bunch of little rattly cat toys, and I thought, oh, perfect. This is a really good use for them. And then of course, you know, when you hang them on your tree, they still kind of like sound a little bit like Christmas. I'm not sure. So anyway, some people may find this very much in bad taste, and I completely understand where you're coming from with that. You do not have to watch this video. There's no gun to your head as far as that goes. But I have made a bunch of these to send to my family, and it's kind of, you know, I'm pretty proud of them. I think that they're cute, and after the kind of year that we've all had, you know, there's a lot of funny little ornaments out there kind of saying like F 2020, and ornaments, you know, made out of like toilet paper or made to look like toilet paper or stuff like that. So this was something completely original that I thought up just based on the materials that I had. And you know, I hope that my family and friends that I'm giving them to like these, and that it gives us a little bit of a giggle when we all look back at this completely bizarre year. So yeah, I don't mean to offend anybody. If you are offended, again, don't watch this video. But I'll just show you. These are like super quick and easy to make, like unbelievably fast. And you don't even really have to have any kind of like great skill with it. I'll show you. It's just, it takes a few little crochet stitches. You know, I just hope that you enjoy this video and enjoy what you can out of this mixed up, crazy, difficult year that it's been. Thanks so much for watching. To get started, here are the things you're going to need. The colors that you're going to make your coronavirus ornament in. I've chosen gray as my main color and crimson as the protein color. You'll need some sort of ball or something to shape it in the end. I happen to have a whole lot of cat toys lying around, so I'm going to use those. Then you will also need a yarn needle, an embroidery needle, and some black thread or whatever color thread you want to use. And then also the skinniest, tiniest little crochet hook that you can find. The original pattern that I started out figuring out how to do this on called for 2.5 millimeter. I didn't have one that small. I did have one that was a 3 millimeter. I'll show you this. Sorry, it's going to turn out a little bit blurry, but as I was working it, the little tip snapped off. The little hook of the crochet hook snapped off, and so now all I have is like a very large cocktail pick. It's all that's left. So that was the end of my 3 millimeter. So I then switched to a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and that seems to be doing the trick so far. At least it hasn't snapped off, so I'm pretty happy about that. I really like using bamboo, both in knitting and crochet. I like the feel of it. The only thing is you occasionally do get little splinters that will then snag on your yarn and make everything a bit messy and more difficult to deal with. So that's why a lot of people call for metal or plastic hooks. So yeah, that's a personal choice. These are what I happen to have. I didn't want to go out and buy anything new for this project, so I just went with bamboo, but you may decide that you want something that won't snag as easily. So yeah, bit of yarn, bit of couple of needles, and a little cat toy and a crochet hook, and you're ready to go. Okay, to start out, I've got a bit of gray yarn and a bit of crimson yarn. What size? I don't know, the thin kind. Not chunky, not super chunky, just regular old yarn. Does it have to be, you know, a pure weave? No, it can kind of be, it can be acrylic, it can be wool, it can be whatever you happen to have on hand. Obviously, the idea of Resourceful Woman is use what you have on hand before you go and buy something new. So go with that. We have our gin and tonic because it's always good to do one of these projects with a drink close to hand. So let's just get going. Now I'm going to show you about as simple as a crochet as I know how to do. So what you're going to be doing is kind of a half of a sphere, like this one that I've created here, where it's actually shaped slightly to fit around a ball. Whoop. Like that. You're going to do a half of one like that. And it's just very simple stitches that you need to know in order to do this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. If you've never done crochet before in your life, do not worry. This is really simple and straightforward. So I cross the thread over on itself like that. I just make a little loop, yeah? And then I pull some more thread through it in another loop. And that is what makes a slip knot. And a slip knot is basically what you need to start any knitting or crochet project that you're ever going to do. So learn how to do the slip knot. It's very important. So you start like that. And then for crochet, you chain 5 times to begin, which means you loop over, pull it through the hole, loop over, pull it through the hole, 2, 3. Oop, don't let it get too loose. 4. Oop, come on. 5. Right, you've chained 5 times, boom, you're already off and running, off to the races, as they say. Now, the first kind of stitch that we're going to do is a triple crochet, which sounds really complicated. It's really not. You loop over once, twice, so you have your original loop that's on there, on the hook, and then you have 2, 3, you have 3 lines on there. You start through the first little stitch that you have at the end of your chains, and you put your crochet hook through that. You loop over once and you pull it through. So now you have 4 little yarn pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4 on your crochet hook, and you loop over and you pull through 2 of them. Ooh, loop over, and you're going to pull through 1, 2, and then come out like that. Then you're going to loop over, and you're going to pull through 2 more of them. Whoop, wrong, I've lost it. Uh-oh. Back up. Okay. And then you loop over a 3rd time, and you pull through the last 2. And that is how you complete a triple crochet. So your first chain of 5 and your first triple crochet, that makes up your first pair. And everything that you do in this first round is going to be through that first loop on the first chain. So we're going to chain twice now. Whoop, 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 whoop. Holding fast onto your piece, you're going to chain once. Whoop. I do keep dropping it. Oh, this is what it's like crocheting as an amateur. Twice, 2 chains. Then you're going to loop over once, twice, and do another triple crochet. Which means you go through the original hole that you'd gone through in the very first try. And you're going to pull that loop through. You're going to have 4 on your crochet hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to loop over and go through 2 at a time. Loop over and go through 2. Boom. Loop over and go through 2. Boom. And loop over and go through 2. Have I got this? Yeah, okay. So each time you're going to triple crochet twice and then chain twice. So I've triple crocheted twice there and chained. I've triple crocheted once here. I'm going to do it again. Go through the original hole. Boom. We've got 4 on the hook. Loop over. Go through 2. Loop over. Second time. Oh, come on. And loop over for a third time. That is it. Okay. Now see, you're going to have these pairs. First triple crochet pair, second triple crochet pair. You're going to want 6 pairs all the way around. So you're going to want to keep doing this. You're going to chain twice in between each one. So chain once, chain twice, and then triple crochet twice again, which means you loop over twice, pull through, and then you pull through 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And yarn over twice, go through the original hole. You've got 4 in your hook. 1, whoop, where'd you go? 2, 3. Chain twice, 1, 2, and then do another pair. Yarn over twice, in through the original hole. They're like spokes on a wheel, and you just keep making spokes until you've got 12 of them all together. And in between each pair, you chain twice. So I'll be posting the exact steps there, but I'm trying to show you really slowly how to do each of these. And honestly, if you find a better way of doing this, like this is not the only way. This is like, I did 5 minutes of Google searching on how to crochet a nice little spherical half in order to figure out how to do this. And then I spent a couple of weeks trying different methods of how to complete these. They're basically like making little yarn snowflakes. So let me see, that's a pair, that's 2 pairs, that's 3 pairs, that's 4 pairs. All right, we need 2 more pairs. I chain twice. 1, 2. And after I've tried a few different methods, I've figured out what works really well for doing a lot of these, because I've made a good handful of them for friends and family. But it doesn't take very long. It's quick and simple to do. Boop, boop, boop. And for me, these really were just like yarns that I had sitting around that had nothing else to do with them. And then cat toys that I was given that, like, I was expecting my neighbor to, like, she said she had too many cat toys and she was gonna like bring some around. I was expecting her to bring like 1 or 2, and she brought like a half a dozen. And I was kind of like, oh, what am I supposed to do with all these? And so immediately I was like, oh, actually, I was planning on making these coronavirus ornaments. Why not use these as the center? And it all worked out. So that's another pair. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. You're gonna chain twice and do the final pair. 1, 2. Yarn over twice into the center hole. Bring it out. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. When you do that 3 times, that is a triple crochet. Yarn over twice into the center hole, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain twice. And you're at the end of the first round. Now, what do we do when we come to the end of a round in crochet is we link it up with the next round. So I'm going to go through the first stitch of the next round. I'm going to yarn over once, and then I'm going to pull that through my last stitch of the last round. And that allows me to make a perfect linked up circle without actually adding anything in any direction. So it's nice and even. So now, let me see, I triple crocheted on this side, so now I'm going to single crochet all the way around. Single crochet is pretty simple. I go through the first stitch, I yarn over and I pull it through, and now I have 2 lines on my crochet hook, and I simply yarn over and pull it through. Boom. Okay, easy enough. And now I chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So single crochet, chain 3, and then I go into the very next available stitch and I single crochet again. Pull through, yarn over, pull through. Come on, there we go. And that is the first of the single crochet combination. And then I do another. I single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So go into the next stitch, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I find the next stitch along and I single crochet again. The combination is single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So you're always going to have 2 single crochets. Like this is the end of one stitch, single crochet. The start of the new stitch is a new single crochet. Okay. Single crochet. Boom. Chain 3. Chain 1, 2, 3. And find the next stitch, single crochet. Now, next stitch, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, find the next stitch, single crochet, single crochet, one, two, oh, 2, 3, find the next stitch. If you happen to hear some heavy snoring, that is my cat, Daisy Buchanan, sitting next to me. She's having nice little kitty dreams. Now, single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And into, whoop. Now you see, it kind of just creates a little bit of interest all around. There's the spokes on the wheel, and now outside of those spokes there's almost like little flower petals that have been created. And we go with our last chain 3, we go into the next stitch we can find, and we just do a joining stitch. Where we loop that in, and we loop that over, and boom, that's a nice perfect little circle. Bada bing bang boom. And now this time, so we've done our triple crochet, we've done our single crochet, now we're going to meet halfway. We're going to do double crochet all the way around with no chain stitches or anything except to begin with. First we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, just to get ourselves started, and then all the way around we're going to find whatever is the next available, either a hole in some chain stitching or an actual stitch, and we're just going to double crochet in everything that we can find. Whoops, did that wrong. Let's start over again. Double crochet, yarn over once, you go through and pull it through. Yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over once, find your next stitch, bada bing. Pull, boop, come on, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Oh, 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 oh. Keep dropping stitches here. Must be nervous. Here we go. Okay. Yarn over and pull through those two. Okay. Yarn over. Let's go through that one. There's 3 on the hook. There. Yarn over, pull through 2 of them. Yarn over, pull through 2 of them. Yarn over into the chain. Yarn over, pull through 2. Oh, for heaven's sake, dropped it again. This is what happens. Let's try that one again. Yarn over into the chain. So we go. Yarn over. bang. Yarn over, go into one, yarn over, two, yarn over, two, yarn over to the first one, yarn over into the first two, yarn over into the second two. And we just keep double crocheting all the way around. And every time we hit a chain, we do it into the chain, and every time we hit a stitch, we do it into the stitch. And we just like don't even care. We're just going until we're done. It's at this point that you start to look at your piece. You've done 3 rounds so far of triple crochet, single crochet, and double crochet. And you look at whatever size ornament you're trying to make, and you try to see, is this big enough to kind of stretch over and fit? This one, I don't know. It could probably stretch, but it could probably do with one more round. So I'm going to keep double crocheting into every round, all the way around a second time. So I'm gonna go. Boop. some reason it's feeling really tight and stiff right now, so I'm gonna need to loosen up and try not to pull all of my stitches too tight. Just let everything go the way it's supposed to go. And I will say with crochet, it's very fast and it's very like, do what feels good. If it feels too tight, loosen up. If it feels too loose, tighten up. It's a very forgiving kind of yarn work. It's very easy if you make a mistake to go back and fix it, whereas like with knitting, oh boy, if I make a mistake with knitting, sometimes I'm just like, well, that's there forever. There's no coming back from that. Crochet, I don't know. I find it very easy because it's just stitch by stitch by stitch. You can just undo it and go back to wherever you made the mistake and redo it. And if you drop a stitch, it's really easy to pick it back up. La, 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 la. And you'll notice in the second round, you're not actually stitching into any chains because you don't have any chains, because you've done double crochet all the way around the first time without creating any chains. So that makes it really easy to just go stitch by stitch by stitch, and there's no increasing, there's no decreasing. That basically, simply by virtue, oh wait, hold on. I just single crocheted in there. Simply by virtue of taking it stitch and chain and stitch and chain in that first round of double crochet, it sort of shapes it itself, and it makes it this like, it makes it start to shape around on its own, so that you then don't have to do anything. Like, it's so simple and straightforward. It kind of does it for you. It does the shaping just because of the stitches that you've chosen. I would say the stitches that I've chosen, because as I mentioned, I've been working on these for a few weeks. I kind of figured out, based on, you know, with the starting point of other people's patterns and then doing a little bit of trial and error, I found what works and what creates this kind of shape and kind of fills in most of the stitches and still makes it kind of like cute and almost snowflakey, even though it's a virus and not a snowflake. Okay, so now we're going to try our little half of a round on our bobble again. Maybe you can even take like a normal Christmas bobble and put it on one of those. If you have one of those like filler bobbles, you can just cover it with a one-time only coronavirus bobble. And just be like, yep, this is special, 2020. You go, girl. Right, that looks like it fits, and it looks like it's fairly even and done all the way around. So, what I'm gonna do is just do out a little bit, like, I don't know, how long is that? Like a foot? Like, or 2 lengths of a cat's leg, I don't know. Finish that off and pull it through, bada bing bang boom. And now you've got this one. And what I have here is the one I made earlier. So you're going to want 2 halves. So if you have only made 1 half, I guess pause this video and go back and make your other half. And then I will show you how to join them up. So if you have kind of a long string on each of them, put them together and you make a little knot. I'll pull that through. And you're going to take, there's 2 strings coming off of this. I'm going to take the shortest one, and this is going to be my joining up string. Wait, do I want this? No, I'm going to take the longer one and make it my joining up string, just in case. And then I'm going to put my 2 halves together like this. I'm going to get my, where did my yarn needle go? Here's my yarn needle. Here's my yarn needle. I'm going to take the long end of the string. And then I'm basically just going to do like really simple stitches through the existing crochet stitches all the way around. Just through there and through there. Oh, do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm just joining these up. Round and round we go. Stitchy stitchy stitch. Oops. Dropped it off the yarn needle. That's okay. You can always put it back on. That's the thing about most of my projects is I make mistakes and I'm clumsy all the way throughout. Okay, so I've gotten most of the way around on this. Look, it's all joined together. It's so cute. It's like a little pod. And now I'm going to fit my little cat toy into it. And just stretch it over here and there, wherever it needs to be. And then I've gotten to the end. I've got these 2 nice long ends. Yada. I'm gonna tie these off at the end there. Oh, for heaven's sake. Try again. And then I've got this long string, so I'm going to tie this string off at the other end. That is the hangy bit of the bobble. I can cut that. I can cut off these little starter bits from where I first started my crochet. The center of those circles. And now, hey, if all you want to do is a simple bobble, you could do a lot worse, couldn't you? It rings, it's homemade, it's crocheted. What else do you want, right? Okay, but this is 2020. It's a horrible year. It's a horrible time for everybody. Let's just make this insane, just for fun. Sorry, I'm gonna find my correct yarn. That looks like some dark yarn. Maybe not it. Maybe this is it. I think this is it. Now, okay, we'll find a nice spot to just start doing this. Doesn't really matter at all. And I don't really make a pattern. I don't really do a plan. I just kind of go with what feels right. So I am going to embroider the whole way around here in the shape of a 2. There's 0. I'm going to sneak under again to start my next 2. Come on, you, tie it off. Don't be difficult. And now you can see 2020, woo! Isn't that fun? Fun and fairly simple. It's all tied off. I'll put a little snippet. Right, now, this last bit is where the crimson yarn comes into play. Okay, I'm going to take crimson yarn that is the length of 2 large cats. Let's say like my cats. Going to feed it through our lovely yarn needle. And then I'm just going to go around and make tiny proteins. And by tiny proteins, I mean little knots, like so. Pull it all the way through. About as small as I can get it. Tie it off. Double knot. Like so. And then snip. Not snip as close to the edge, but snip so there's like a little bit hanging off there to that. So it's like a little protein. Little coronavirus protein. I suppose those are the proteins that actually like latch onto your cells and be like, we're gonna stay here a while and we're gonna replicate whatever. I don't know. I don't know a lot about viruses. Except what I've read on the internet, which oddly enough in 2020 is quite a lot. Read more about viruses this year than I ever expected to. Everyone you know is an armchair epidemiologist these days. Everyone knows something, don't they? About all this stuff. And you know, I know I shouldn't bring politics into my YouTube channel, but I am going to say this. Listen to the scientists. Get vaccinated. Listen to the scientists. Wear a mask. Listen to the scientists. Do social distancing. Listen to the scientists. Don't go see your family or mix with your friends or go out in public or go to restaurants or sing in church. Listen to the scientists. Do what it takes so that all of us can eventually get back to normal. Because if you don't do your bit and somebody else doesn't do their bit and so on, we will never be able to get back to normal. And who even knows what normal is anymore? But personally, I don't want 2021 to be the same as 2020. I would like things to go back to a little bit of the way they were. The only way that that can happen is not only through me doing my bit, but also through you doing your bit. This is just one of those things. We're all going to have to rely on each other. This is not about personal freedom. This is about collective responsibility. Listen to the scientists. They know of which they speak. So, as you can see, I'm just kind of randomly tying off little bits of my crimson proteins all around, all around, all around.
get to a point where we filled in pretty much all the blank spots with nice little coronavirus proteins. Alright, I think that is pretty much it. Some yarn, some black thread, and a cat toy. And there you have a coronavirus 2020. Woohoo!
And there you have it, your coronavirus Christmas ornaments to have some sort of cute, fun memory of this very uncute, unfun year. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you weren't offended. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.